Hi, this screencast is a quick overview of Gooru. So to get started, you'll need to go to gurulearning.org and then you'll click sign up. I've already created an account, so I'm just going to log in. It will look similar when you click sign up. I suggest that you sign up with Google, so it's just all connected to your Alpha email address. That makes it easy. So I'm just going to log in and then take you through a couple of things that you can do with Gooru. I would start with classes. So if you go here to my classes, you'll see this exact same screen once you quickly create an account. It just takes a couple minutes. And then you can see, I'll just go into my classes, that I've created a test class here. So this is what your classes page will look like. But to create a new class, you just click on that plus, and let's say we wanted this to be Northwestern. It will create the class for me, and then it will give me a class code right here. So that's what you need to give students when they create their account, just like Newsela or NoRedInk and some of the other programs that we use. So students will go to gurulearning.org, they'll click sign up. I suggest that they also sign up through Google, and then they just need to put in this class code. Let me know if you have any issues with getting students going, but that should be pretty easy. And then within your classes, this is where you'll be able to see what you've assigned out, a roster of the students that are in the class, and then reports, which I'll get to later. So Gooru is both a platform to build playlists and also a library of playlists that already exist. And once you've built a playlist, you can publish it and share it with anybody on Gooru. And that's what a lot of other teachers have done. So there's a lot of what they call collections, which is this playlist of different resources that you can use and also modify for your own use. So first I'm going to show you how you can find things to use with your class. So here in libraries, you can go to these different topics to find things that have already been created. So I'm going to go to US history, for example, and you'll see that there's these different topics on the left and then different collections that teachers have created. So let's say that I'm teaching about the Civil War. Here are lots of different resources that are already created. Another way that you can find things is just using this search bar. So maybe I just put Civil War in here. And there'll be both resources, so this is just like individual things that you can put into one of your playlists, and collections, so playlists that have already been created that are built from lots of different resources. There's also filters here on the side, so you can find what you're looking for. And then under each resource, there's some general information, shows which collections that resource is in, gives you a link to just share. So if you wanted to just link these on your class page rather than have like creating collections and organizing things, maybe you just want to share one resource that's here, you can get the link right here to share it, and then add here, you can add it to any of your collections that you've created. So these are collections that I have already created in this test account. And then same sort of thing with the collection section. There's info, shows which resources are in the collection, I can share it, and then remix is when I add it to my collections, and then I can sort of mix it around. So I'll show you how you remix different collections. So these are collections that I've either gathered from the library or created myself, so I'll get to the created yourself part a little bit later. But let's say that we're going back in time a little from the Civil War, but let's say that I wanted to use this collection about Manifest Destiny that somebody else has created, but I kind of want to make it my own. So there's a few things that I can do. First, I can just quickly drag and drop this stuff around so that, there we go, it's in a different order. Also this edit arrow, I can edit the narration. The narration is this little box that pops up when students get to this resource within the collection that like gives directions. So maybe I want these directions to be different. Maybe I want students to submit something somewhere else. Maybe I want them to look for something specific in this website or in this video or whatever it might be. I can totally change this for myself. And then I can also add another resource. So you'll see here it can be a website, it can be a file that I have, it can be from my Google Drive, and then I think this is really cool. Under suggestions, it's just pulling stuff from Guru's library that has, similar keywords, and I could look at those different suggestions and maybe add them, and I can also search down here. Or I can add a question. So these are the different question types. You can add a multiple choice thing, so it's a little quiz to check for understanding and give students some accountability as they're working through the playlist. Maybe it's a question that they could have multiple answers on, a true-false question, a fill-in-the-blank thing, or just like a totally open-ended response. And then all that data can be kept in Gooru, and you can go and check back in it in your reports, which I'll show you in just a minute. So you can add your own stuff to a collection that somebody's already created, mix it all up, and then if you want to share it, you can click here, Publish, and it will be in the library. Or if you want to just assign it to your students and it's just your thing, you'll go here to Assign. You'll choose your class, so let's say I want to push it out to Northwestern, optional to add a due date, and then you can put some directions on here as well. Once you click Assign, that should be pushed out to all of your students, and when they sign into Gooru, it's sitting there waiting for them. They work through the different videos and websites and files and the questions that you put in there and complete it. It also asks them for a response at the end, which you can look through and kind of determine what's working for your students. Then it shows up in your reports. So that's kind of cool. I also wanted to show you that you can create a folder here and just to organize your different collections so that you can kind of keep everything organized. Whoops, sorry, I hate it when that eliminate thing pops up. Okay, I'm back. So another thing that you can do is you can create your own collection. So maybe you don't want to use something that somebody's already created, and so you want to just put together all of the different resources that you have on a certain topic and have students work through it yourself. So you just create a new collection, put in the grade and the topic, and then you can just build it yourself. So here is my new collection. I can add a learning objective. I can add like basic info. Then I can start putting the content in. So just like I showed you in the remix, add resources, add questions. I can share it in different ways. And then I can assign it, just like I showed you with the other collection that was already created and I remixed. And then this is kind of cool too. You can add a collaborator. So maybe the other teachers on your team or on your content team want to work on it together. That's just a way to share it across. So once you have created a remixed or created a collection, this is a way you can kind of see what it will look like for students. You just click this play button. So this is just another collection that I had pulled from the library. And I believe this is just what it will look like for students. I haven't been able to sign in as a student yet, but let me know how it works when you try it out. They would just click study. You'll see this is the narration. It's a little thing that pops up before each resource. They get their instructions, work on it, go to the next thing, which could probably be or maybe should probably be a question to check their understanding and provide some accountability. But they can sort of work through these different things. Here's a video. It happens to have an ad at the beginning, which is annoying. But students can work through watching videos, reading websites with these instructions along the way. And then at the end, there will be a summary. I'm not sure why these aren't populating right now, but I believe they will for students. And then what you can do is go to your classes and then click on reports, and you'll have some data here. So obviously I don't have any because there's no students in this class right now, but it will look like this. So there will be information about how long a student spent on a certain resource, what the reaction was, and then responses to how they did on the different, or data about how they did on the different questions that you embedded in the playlist. So that is the general overview of how Gooru works. I encourage you to just play around with it and see if it's useful. Doing that with your students will really help us to know if we want to push this resource out to other teachers, and decide if this is something that's good for Alpha. I'm eager to hear your feedback. So have fun exploring.